Hi, everybody. Welcome to the More Gems Show. I'm Steve Moriarty, your host, and with me tonight are my son, Michael, who is in charge of this production.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in again for another More Gems show. We are back for our 70th episode, I believe, which is awesome. And we've got some great things to show you. And also with us is my brother Jeff.
His older brother.
Older brother, yeah.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I can't believe it's the 70th show. It's been going on, what, five years?
Yeah, since 2020?
21.
Yeah,
21?
Crazy. And a lot of you that are watching now have been there close to the beginning,
Right.
Which is amazing. And that's the reason we keep on coming back and doing these episodes. And then all the new people watching. So this is, 70 shows, 70 months. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the show, we love to see where everybody's watching from. So if you want to leave it in the chat, be sure to log into your Gmail account, or if you're on Facebook or Instagram, leave it in the chat. Love to see where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's a very active chat. So, all night long, if you got any questions or anything, or want to see some stones again, definitely post it in the chat. But you get a lot of questions answered. But let's see. Dive in there. So we got Amber from Indiana. So that's local to us. We're Hoosiers as well. We got Peggy from Kansas City. That's not too far. Sparksman from Littleton, Colorado. We got Happy Puddle Duck from Southeast Michigan. That's pretty close.
Hey, I see Phil Kaiser in the chat. What's up,
howdy,
Phil?
folks.
Hey,
He's
Phil.
down in Indy, right?
Yeah, he's in Indiana as well.
Yes, near the Hard Truth Distillery.
Yeah.
Okay. There's also, Phil, I don't know if you've been to, I think it's Circle City, which is down in Indy, which is really good too. Tom from Sarasota.
Talking whiskeys here.
Kent Quackenbush from Galesburg, Illinois. We got Queen Victoria from Fort Worth, Texas. Where the Mighty Superstars from West Virginia. Tazan from DC. Lynn from Tim and Ev are down in Massachusetts, over in Massachusetts. So got a lot of people coming in. So definitely welcome to the show tonight. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over the place. So that's awesome. We get into it. How this goes.
Yeah.
All right.
So Jeffrey's going to tell you a little bit about the how the whole show works for those of you that are new. Steve will show you the gem guide. I'll tell you right now, I've got the headphones on because we've had some audio issues in the past. But if you see any issues with the video quality or audio, please let me know in the chat, and I'll do what I can to fix it. But go ahead, Jeffrey.
All right. For all those people that have been watching the show, you can just mute me out right now. But for all the new people there, this is how it's going. So if you don't know Steve Moriarty is a world-renowned gem cutter. He's recognized every place we go. When we go into Africa, when we go to Asia, wherever we go, he's been traveling the world for like 40 or 50 years, bringing back some of the most amazing gemstones. And we cut a lot of these gemstones in-house. That's why a lot of reasons people come here is for the quality of the rare gems that we have. Not only that, but we also do custom design here. So all the gems you see tonight, we can also do a custom design for you as well. There's no reason to go to anybody else. We can do it for you. But the special thing about this show is that this is only once a month, and this is where we release some exclusive gemstones never seen before, and at 15 and some even 25% off tonight.
Even 30.
Even 30. Yep. So all the way up there. So all you got to do is go to MoreGems.com, right in this little banner down here. And once you go to that website, you click on the big green banner, and it's going to take you to a page filled with all the gems we're going to be talking about tonight. All those gems, if you like anything, they're all one of a kind. Put them in your cart. You'll automatically get 15% off tonight only. And we offer PayPal and credit card options. So you got some options to pay there. Lastly, throughout the night, we're also going to be doing some limited drops. We don't release them right away because people like to purchase early. So those will be dropped throughout the show, and you have to watch the show to see those. So those will be at 25% off, and then we'll have some other specials at 30% off through the night. Again, jump on the chat. You know, if you have questions, if you want to see a gem again, or questions for Steve, any questions for us, just jump in the chat, ask us. So definitely be active there. Otherwise, yeah, if you enjoy the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit that little thing down there, thumbs up. Always appreciate it.
Methods of payment?
Yeah, credit card and PayPal.
You mentioned that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Not even listening.
I guess I was dozing off.
Yeah, you're muting me out
and
like
layaways?
all the other
layaways?
People. Huh?
Layaway?
Layaway, yes. Also layaway, but only available tomorrow. So starting tomorrow. So if you want to do layaway, we can't hold any stones tonight. We've gotten in issues holding stones before. So if you want to do layaway, you can call us tomorrow, and you just got to put 20% down, and you can lay away any stone that is available. But again, these are one of a kind. So if you like something, I would pick it up as soon as possible. And we do have 30-day returns as well. So, all right. I think that's it.
All right. And when you look at the stones shown, there's an appraised price. And the appraised price is figured from this gem guide, a market-driven independent pricing guide. And they go to all the shows. Las Vegas JCK show was just this last week, and you can be assured they're there pricing stones to help give a wholesale pricing guide for a wide variety of stones. More towards the center like this?
Right where you had it, the vertical.
Oh, okay. But this is gem guide, you know, and it's a very helpful guide for determining prices of gemstones. That's used for the appraised price, and then our price online, and then from that you get 15% off during the show tonight. So I thank my two sons for being here, but I do also want to give a little shout out to the people that work for us. Of course, my wife Nancy, who's the accountant, the treasurer, the maid, the HR department. She pretty much handles everything other than gem cutting, and that I'm in charge of. Alice, who's in charge of shipping and all sales, customer relations, design. And Chris, of course, is our designer. Valerie, she does photographing. She'd become really a great photographer, and does a lot of the marketing for us. LD and April are jewelers who do all the setting of the custom pieces we produce, and they do a beautiful job of setting. Okay, what's next? Time to get started. All right. So we're going to start out with a couple of stones that were on last month's show, but they were untreated. You know, we gave them a shot as natural stones. They were kind of marginal natural, but they still had beauty. So we gave it a shot because we knew once they didn't sell, we could heat them, and they heated very well. This is the first one. This long emerald cut weighs 8.35 carats. And it's such a cool shape because there's so many things you can do to it, whether it's a pendant or it makes a unique ring because you can just accent the sides of it with a few diamonds, or, 3 or 4 diamonds down each side, or, 3 diamonds in the middle and a couple of more diamonds down the length of it. And it just makes a unique piece. I mean, when you see it, it just has a character that, it doesn't take much of anything, but when you look at it, it's just different, and that's what I like about these long cuts. And in tanzanite, you almost never see it. The crystal shape is not typically going to render a stone like this. This stone came as a cutoff of a bigger stone, and just lent itself to cutting this long length of width stone, because this is almost 5 times the width of the stone is the length. So it's just a cool look, and just make a cool ring. Look at that. So great piece. Praise value $9,540. Our price online $52.20, and with the 15 off, it's $44.37 or $531 a carat. I like it, so if nobody buys it, I get to design a piece with it, and that's exciting for me. These long length widths, just so easy to work with. The next stone up is another one that was unheated last show, but we heated it and came out fantastic. Just the nice depth of color that in any light it's bright. And it's just this style of cutting, the Portuguese style of cutting, produces such great brilliance. Another piece that'll just make extraordinary pendant or a ring. Just the right depth of color that shows beautiful color and great brilliance. This is another 8 carat, 8.39 carat. The rating is a 975 out of 1,000. If you're unfamiliar with our rating system, kind of breaks down like you would a diamond, color clarity, color clarity, cut. The color I use a double grade for, so the color is really the most important thing. So when I grade 0 to 1,000, and with the cut, this probably got a 980 or so, the cutting quality, and the color. Maybe it was another 9. It probably was 970 or so. And I use that twice just because the color's so important that I think it needs to be a stronger factor in the stone. But once I grade it, you get 4 grades and divide it by 4, and that's where I come up with this 975 out of 1,000. Praise value $89.70. Our price online $49.25, and with the 15% off, it is $41.86 or $499 a carat. All right, next stone up is a Tanzanite crystal. This comes from Mineral Mike, Michael's website of all natural crystals. And this really has nice termination. It's a twin crystal, which is unique. And this one's all natural, Mike? Yeah,
yes, unheated. So the that little side crystal, that one, it is repaired. When I bought this piece, it was in 2 pieces, so I kind of pieced them back together. So it does have a repair, but I think it was cooler than them 2 separate. But yeah, really great clarity and natural color.
And would heat to a beautiful color, I'm sure. Light does anything. Like a cutter in there, Michael.
I was looking at that, but it's a great natural crystal. But yeah, if it ever comes down to it, definitely could cut it.
Yeah, we do find some good cutting material in crystals. If they don't sell after a while, you sit down and cut them, and often you can make more money off the cut stone than the crystal. But crystals have become quite valuable. It used to be the case back when I started that the crystals had low value and the cut stones were much higher. So we are always looking at people's crystal, considering recutting them, which to the crystal people, it's sacrilegious for sure to think you're going to cut their crystal into a faceted stone. So we kept that quiet. Yeah. All right, $69.99 is the price, and 15 off that. What is that? About $1,000 off that. So it's $59.49. Crystal weighs 70 carats. Where there are some clean areas in it. That's a pretty good size piece in the base of that.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I'll buy it. I don't know.
The
10 carat plus.
Yeah, the thing that we always have that fight here between Michael's amazing crystals and minerals versus Steve wanting to cut them. I'm surprised, Michael, now that you're cutting, that you haven't kind of reviewed your mineral specimens, been like...
He definitely has.
Yeah. I cut a couple peridot for sure.
Is the one peridot on the show today?
No, that one was a piece of...
last week.
Yeah, that was last week. That one sold. I've got a new peridot. This one wasn't one of the crystals. This was a piece of rough that we cut. But I have a giant aqua that I plan on cutting, and I'm going to try and get it done for, the August show.
That's a special piece.
But
How big is that?
I can't remember. It's pretty big though. It'll cut a nice size stone.
Yeah.
Biggest I've ever cut, most valuable stone I've ever cut. But I had it as a mineral specimen for a while. It was a decent crystal, but a little bit of damage. But cool piece. Just hard for like a collector to pay the money what it's worth for a somewhat okay specimen. So it'll be better as a cut stone for sure. And I do look at it now, but if it's a perfect crystal, it's tough to do anything to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And if anybody, for all the new people out there, we do have a store in Crown Point, Indiana. That's our showroom's open the third Saturday of every month. Next being June 20th, I believe is the date. But not only do we have some amazing gemstones and jewelry here, but you can see Michael's mineral collection as well, which is pretty cool. Especially I think he's kind of gotten me into it. Because I don't really wear too many gemstones besides that one ring I love and I forgot it.
Yeah.
But just having cool gems to display at your house and everything. So that's also a cool thing.
Yeah,
to do.
and that's all on mineralmike.com. All right, what's next? Oh, what do we have here? All right, this.
Wow, that was quick. Okay.
This is an ultra rare stone. Michael, his little display shows that. And I just cut this yesterday. This is probably one of the rarest stones that I've had for quite some time. Pink tanzanite is...
And Steve, before you get into it, I do want to let everybody know this was unlisted before, but now if you are interested in this stone...
Michael's so tricky.
It is...
I didn't even know about this, everybody, until like 20 minutes ago.
This is something different. So now Jeffrey should have made it live.
It is live.
So if you're interested in this ultra rare gem, you have your chance at it now.
Just refresh the page and it should show right at the top.
So I look back at my inventory, and I've had, in my time of doing tanzanite business, I've had 4 pink tanzanites. None of them has been as pink as this or as big as this. because a 2.75 carat is a big tanzanite in pink. If you look online, good luck finding any pink because they're just so rare. Some of the websites list pinks as being so rare they're worth up to $10,000 a carat. Whether that's true or not, hopefully not, because I'm not going to ask that much from you. But it is an expensive stone. The rough was expensive, but pinks just almost don't exist. It's the toughest color in tanzanite to get, and this is really a beautiful pink stone. It is just straight pink. The little bit of brownish you see in this, it's probably there, but it really doesn't show at all when you look at this gem. And this camera is not going to do it justice either. It's just straight pink. Very, very clean gem. And just cut really nicely. I think it's definitely a VS1 clarity and beyond. If you look and do a search online, that's all they talk about is being such a rare gem. I've had a couple of under 2 caraters, 1 carat stone, but they were just pale in comparison. So maybe I don't know if it's a rare stone we've shown to date, but it's amongst them, It's 2.75 carat. I don't have an appraised price. Don't know what it's really worth. Our price online, $49.50. And with the 15 off, it is $42.08 or $1,530 a carat. So we had a sale.
We did. This stone sold pretty quickly. I think these rare ones. I was surprised when I was looking at it. It said the treatment was none too. So, yeah. Edwin picked up this amazing rare pink tanzanite. So congrats, awesome. Edwin.
Yes, thank you, Edwin.
Amazing stone.
It is a great stone.
Glad you moved quick because it wasn't going to last. It was one of the reasons for hiding it a little bit before the show so we could show it. Isn't that the reason for the rare finds thing, Mike? Ultra rare.
Yeah, no, I just figured that it'd be another fun thing, especially, there won't be many of them. Some shows we might not have any, but if it is an ultra rare stone, having these, held off to pop up for, whoever's an avid viewer looking for these great stones, I think gives a good chance for everybody to hop on and try and get it if they want it.
Yeah, we like to switch things up every once in a while.
Yeah. When I was cutting this stone, I just hoped I would hit a 2 carat. Was my goal, and, kind of thrilled when it came almost 3 carat. So, cool gem. Thanks, Edwin. Hope you enjoy it. I hope to see another one someday. I do have when I bought this rough, there was a small piece with it that I don't think it'll cut a carat, but maybe, and it won't be as deep a color. Yeah. And, in the picture here, it looks a little more purple, but it's pink, just straight pink. And I did a nice simple cut on it and didn't put too many facets because, that often helps accent the color. You get too much brilliance, you don't get the color to show as well. So this one worked out really well. I only got to see it for 2 days, but it was enjoyable.
You didn't even get to see it for 2 days. That came off this morning.
Yeah, that's true.
So this was the last stone we were putting it on there.
Came off this morning. Takes at least a day to get the glue off. All right. What's next? Citrine. This is, I love these citrines. The depth of color on them is pretty extraordinary. And, this color I saw back in the 1980s, and then it was gone for about 20 years. And then it came back, and, the prospects from the miner said it was going to be around for 30 years. And now I can hardly find good citrine like this at all again. So I don't know what the situation is, but this came from Uruguay. Just a beautiful, beautiful color. The intensity is, almost that of what a spessartite garnet is, very similar to this color. Spessartite garnet this size would be 5,000 a carat, So, beautiful stone. Weighs 14.16 carats. Just really nice brilliance. It's amazing. Quartz doesn't have very high refractive index, but it actually produces some excellent brilliance when you cut it right. The stone appraised value of $1,170. Our price online $790, and with the 15 off, it's $672 or $47 a carat.
All right, I just want to cut in
Nice
real quick.
size for a pendant. Good brilliance.
Yep. And I'll say this one sold.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
For the person that bought this one, it was Linda. She picked this one up. Great stone, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
I'm going to tell you and Edwin that one thing we forgot, which we always remember, is we forgot to put the automatic discount in. So we'll definitely refund, anybody that's placed an order, their 15% off that they get. But if you were shopping and you were like, hey, where's the discount? Okay, now it works. So there'll be an automatic 15% off in the cart once you add that stone to the cart. So I do apologize about that.
Yes.
Just some miscommunication on two brothers over here. So
I usually put it on there, and I just slipped my mind today, so sorry about that. But yeah, going forward, anything you add to the cart will be 15% off from the new collection.
Yes. And yes, so thank you, Linda, though, for purchasing the stone. Yeah. So we'll make sure you and Edwin are refunded for these stones, the 15%, so you get your discount.
Look at the brilliance of that. That's cool. All right. Next up, here's something we've always done well with. These Portuguese ametrine, just a cool shape for this purple golden split of color. And if you hit it right, they just work really well. And this one, Linda cut this one as she cuts many of our large quartz. She likes to do the Portuguese cut, and she just does a beautiful job. And when you set the separation or the colors upright in the piece of rough, it just separates nicely, and you get a beautiful bicolor stone.
I have to say, this has got to be one of our most popular, not only cuts, but in the ametrine. It does really well for us. I think every one we post has sold. So if you have any interest in this, I wouldn't wait too long. And this one is very special. The separation of color, as Steve was saying, is really good. And it's not like it's a 50-50 split. You've got almost like a pinwheel effect. Yeah, this is a super stone.
Yeah. And it's getting limited what rough I've got that I can get this kind of split to work on this Portuguese. Because this Portuguese, it's the ultimate cut for this material, in my opinion. This one weighs 35.63 carats.
And this material, just to jump in, Steve, the splits like this, if you've been here, you've heard us talk about it, but if you haven't, it's not an easy thing to get the colors like this. A lot of the rough will be, 50-50 or a little more splotchy, but to have it in this type of pattern is difficult to get, especially with the saturation and size.
Appraised value $26.36. Our price online $14.25. And with the 15 off, it's $1,211 or $34 a carat. That's hard to beat for something as unique as this, with the kind of beauty that this stone has. You know, these are natural, untreated gems. These come out of Bolivia.
While I was showing that, we had a question come in through Instagram. Again, if you have any questions at all, if you just want to pick Steve's brain, you want to see something again, see it on a hand, on a neck, let us know. But I think you've answered this question before, Steve, but we got a lot of new people each week. What is your personal favorite cut on a gemstone?
Personal favorite cut. Wow, it probably has to be this Portuguese. You know, for the best reason, it's the most saleable. You know, I mean, I don't think we've ever had a Portuguese stone that lasted any length of time at all. You know, it's just a cut that just does wonders for many, many stones. As long as they're not too dark, it just does a beautiful thing for these gems. I don't particularly like to cut them, but, you know, because there's 161 facets on this stone, plus 16 girdle facets, so really 177 facets.
And speaking of cuts, Celestial Reach wants to say, thank you so much for all your faceting videos. I've learned so much from them. So speaking of, you know, gem cutting and everything, can you give us, you know, an idea of like the machine you use, just for those new people watching that may want to get into gemstone cutting?
So this is the Ultratech V5 back here. You know, I've had many machines over the years, others that I've liked, but unfortunately the manufacturers have gone out of business on almost all the machines I've had previously. So no parts, you know, they're sitting down in the basement and not functional because you can't buy parts to replace. Whereas this company's been in business for pushing 60 years, and they don't rely on the faceting machine to be their entire business. It's a smaller part of their business, I'm sure, because they manufacture a lot of high-tech equipment. But when you need a part or need help with your machine, they're there to help you. And that's so critical, but because this is a pretty technical machine. And if it's not working just right, you're not going to get the right type of brilliance out of your stone. So the Ultratech V5 not only does a high quality cut, you know, particularly this machine with the digital readout gives you very accurate angles on the stone. So you can, you know, if you look at a lot of the faceting designs, they'll say 29.3 degrees, and you can produce that with this. Whereas with a lot of the machines I had before, it's a dial indicator, and, you know, you can get close, but not with the accuracy this machine has. So it by far is the best machine currently available on the market for you to buy. It's not an inexpensive piece of equipment. You know, this is like $5,500, but if you want to get into business, that's really a cheap business to get into. You know, your skill and the machine, and, you know, it's really all you need. There are accessories that are going to add up to probably $1,000 that you need to. But for $6,500, $7,000, you could be in business, you know, or just enjoying a hobby that you can produce gems. You know, cut 10 gems, and, you know, you've got the price of the machine that you've profited in those gems if you select the right rough. You know, so So that's the Ultratech V5. They have a lesser expensive VL machine, which I haven't used, but I'm sure it's the same high precision quality of this machine. So, that what you're after, Jeff?
That was exactly what I was after, Steve.
Okay.
All right. I think, Michael, you're answering the question that somebody had about using this for a ring.
Yeah, so you want to show how big it would be off the finger. It would sit pretty tall. Probably 18 millimeters off the finger would be the table, but...
Yeah, it's a deep cut, so they do sit high. And one thing else I want to say about the Ultratech, there is a fantasy machine that goes with this also. So the combination of the two machines, you can now start cutting grooves and concave facets that are so popular right now. And one of these days, we're going to get into that because the machine is back in my office and ready to go. I just have to get Steve or Michael ready to go and start working on it because that produces a totally different look in a gem, you know. The height. So you can see it would definitely sit up high as a ring. As a pendant, makes no difference. You know, the depth has little concern with the pendant. Whoop. Oh well.
It's the first one of the night.
It won't be the last.
All right, make sure you find that one,
It's big
Steve.
enough to find.
We lost the peridot for about a week after one of these shows, but we found it.
Picked it. Know where it went.
Oh, see, now he leaves it. We're going to forget about it later, and we're going to be looking for this ametrine.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, he's got it. All right. Do you go in your shoe?
No.
Okay.
The hidden emerald in my shoe for 6 months. All right. Moving on. Montana Sapphire. This one I just finished this week also. This one's kind of unique because in incandescent light, it is bluish green, meaning the green is more intense. If you take it outside, it becomes greenish blue. The blue takes over the dominant color. You can kind of see both colors in this light. So it's really a color shifting stone. This one weighs a carat 48. This is from Rock Creek in Montana, which we did a 5-hour tour of Rock Creek, which was cool.
Yeah, that was a great trip that we did. Yeah, that was a trip we did Sapphire, and then we did the Ammonite or Ammonite?
Ammonite.
Either.
Ammonite. Up in Canada.
Yep.
That was a good trip.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I say I love this stone. Can you put it on the finger for me? That's my question. Because not bad size.
Yeah, it's it's
I don't
only
know,
it's
too
only
small
a
for a men's
6
ring,
millimeter
I think.
round,
Yeah,
so it's in a
okay.
diamond. It'd be just under a carat.
Yeah, I'm always looking for my next men's ring, and if you were here, I think either last month or the show before, there's an amazing stone that I picked out from Tucson. I left, and then they came back. They tried not to say anything about the stone because I picked it out, and I was like, I want this stone, and they never said anything, but I eventually, when we came home, they didn't bring it, but it wasn't good enough, they said, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm in search of another.
Well, maybe we probably should have brought it home.
No, it's
fine. It seemed
expensive. Yeah, I'm going to trust your judgment.
And the color change was slight, although one of those just won one of the Spectrum Awards. But
Man, it was probably Jeffrey Stone.
yeah,
I could have had it.
it was definitely looked like
man.
a better color change and a better stone. But
All right, next show. But yeah, I think,
hopefully, maybe in Bangkok we'll find some.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll put out
This
special
stone, I
requests.
like. I love the color change in this. And if you go to the product page, you can actually see what it looks like. We took a video outside, so you can see what it looks like outside. But that color change is awesome. If anybody's into that kind of thing, and plus it's from Montana, so local.
A nice clean stone, VS2 clarity. Praise value $29.60. Our price online is $17.76. And with 15 off, it's $1,509 or $1,020 a carat.
And as Jeffrey said, this time around, we did try to take a video of all of the stones outside, so you kind of have an idea of what it looks like in the hand, as well as in daylight conditions. I'd always trust the studio color of the photos more than my iPhone, but it gives you a good idea of how the light play is and what it kind of looks like outside.
Cool. Next gem. All right. More gem shoppers. We want to draw your attention to our gemstone department, where we're having a blue light special on this matched pair of pink sapphires, intense color. You know, and the, I'm going to say they're not heated, but they are heated. You know, but they're just a beautiful match pair. You know, they're 2.48 carats. They come from Madagascar. Just look at the colors on them. You know, just... Yeah, and they're 30% off. Our price online is $32.80, and with the 30% off, they're $22.96 or $926 a carat. So they're about $1.25 each. You turn that blue light off, we can. Suppose I could take them out of the container here.
And these are now, if you didn't see them before, these are, if you do a refresh on that product or that category page on More Gems, you'll see them at the top row.
This material in Madagascar generally comes from Ilakaka, which while I was traveling to Madagascar, we spent a lot of time in Ilakaka. Produced a lot of beautiful gems, and pinks were really what they produced the most of. They had fine blues, pinks. You know, they had a pretty wide variety of color that came out of there. You know, that particular source kind of changed the whole market of sapphires, you know, back in the late 1990s. They produced a huge quantity of material. The availability from there these days, much, much less, but it's still producing. And getting an intense match pair like that is not easy to do. You know, the intensity of color and the clarity of the material. All right, let's move on to something Michael cut, and really an outstanding peridot. This mint color looks, you know, my best comparison is Marilani mint garnets. You know, it's not typically what you expect from peridot. This minty green color is unique to Pakistan. And this is an original cutting design that Michael developed. Did you use, what program did you use?
I used, what is it called? It's
GemCAD?
let me see. It is Gem Cut Studio is what I
Cut
was using.
Studio. And what did you name the cut?
This is the Apex Symphonia.
Apex Symphonia. You want to tell us about that?
It just sounded cool. It's got a little apex, and every layer of the facets has kind of a different shape to it, from the culet to the girdle, and then from the on the table on. So kind of different and something that looked interesting. It looks really cool outside in diffused daylight. Super brilliance.
Yeah. And just a beautiful color. And if this were garnet, it would be $7,000-$8,000 a carat, and with a very similar look. If you're lucky to get the Marilani Mint garnets to look this color, this depth of color, you're really lucky. They're usually lighter material, and getting this size is pretty rare.
I think there is one more row of facets than the Portuguese cut on this thing. So there's quite a few facets on there.
Well, it worked well. Did a good job, Michael. So the appraised value on this stone is $5,810. Our price online, $3,140. And with the 15 off, it's $2,669 or $340 a carat. Not a look that you typically would think was peridot. And peridot, of course, is the August birthstone. Whoop! There's 2 down. Not find that one. Of course, they always go the furthest back they could go. All right. Brilliance. Beautiful brilliance. Nice size.
Yeah, this is one I think I was just like scrolling through my doom scrolling through Instagram, and this showed up, not even knowing it was us at all. I was like, wow, because I think you did a video on Instagram with it.
Yeah, I showed it outside,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
it looks really cool.
I couldn't believe that was opal, and you did an amazing job on cutting that, Michael.
Yeah, the peridot. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Yeah, I love peridot too. The green and this minty green is just so.
Now, this isn't one you took from your crystals.
This isn't. This was a piece of rough we bought.
Okay.
So I do have some crystals this color. Ton of great peridot crystals on MoreGems.com. Some of them can definitely cut gems if you're into cutting. I debate whether to cut some of them, but man, they're just such cool crystals too that it's hard for me to do it.
The color is pretty amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the best colors in peridot that we have or have had in this particular color. The Pakistan produces 2 colors, one that's more traditional peridot look, more the greenish, they just still don't, all the colors are void of the yellows that we typically see in material from Arizona. They're just a better green color, but this minty green is something I love. And if you look close, you see the Ludwigite crystals that cross this stone. You won't see it when you just look at it in person, but this Ludwigite is always, I've never seen this color without it. It's just something that's naturally in this minty green color for some reason. And if anybody can tell me what that reason is, I'd be interested. For this particular inclusion to be in this color and not in other colors from Pakistan. I don't think you ever see Ludwigite in the other green color? Do you, Michael?
Maybe. Some of the deeper greens, there's some definitely, heavier needles in it. I don't know if I'd say it's always in this light minty green because, I do have some.
Seen it without?
Oh, without it? No, not.
Yeah.
Probably not. No, yeah. If I look close enough, some of them are real fine needles. So I don't know whether, it's pulling some sort of color that's also growing those Ludwigite needles. I don't know.
Just what is Ludwigite? What's it made of? I never have looked into that. And why it's in a peridot crystal so commonly with this color. What it forms. We'll have to look into that. All right, next gem up is a peridot crystal. This big one. Wow. This is a monster. Did we look inside this one and see if there's a 30 carat in it? Yeah. Yeah. This thing is huge. They always have this etched surface to them. You never see them. I think we've seen a few that are shinier, but not typically. They just always come out like this. And I assume what they grew in later became acidic or some kind of caustic nature in the fluid and etched out this surface. Big one. Big pendant. So this weighs 43.66 grams, or about 215 carats.
So you'll see a pattern with the crystals I'm showing in this show. They're all really quite large crystals for some of the material. This is the largest peridot crystal I have. Super gemmy, and just the best that I've had available. Same with some of the tanzanite crystals. You'll see just large size.
Peridot from Pakistan. All right, next up. All right.
Jeffrey, it is our first hidden gem.
Hidden gem. All right. This is our first one.
First one.
All right. So the hidden gems, the way these work, for all the new people here, for all the return people, you know how it works. But these are hidden gems that we release throughout the show, and this is because a lot of people go ahead and purchase before we even talk about stones. So we release these right away, and this gives everybody an even chance to pick it up when they want. So I am going to put this hidden gem live right now. You go to MoreGems.com, and that category that has all of the stones, hit refresh, and you should see them near the top of the page. That's available now.
And just to add to that, you do need to put in coupon code RARE25 and you will get an additional discount. So these rare hidden gems are all 25% off. But be sure to use code RARE25.
And this is a rare gem because this is sapphire. And when have you ever seen this color in sapphire? I mean, it's been, it's unique to me, just a different color. And the important thing about this is it's not treated. This is natural color, no heat treatment involved, which in sapphire typically doubles the value of the stone. You know, if you look at the gem guide and you look at blue sapphires, it is a significant difference from heated to a natural gem. Same with pinks, same with throughout the sapphires, the importance of being no treatment is very, very important and increases its value significantly. So this one weighs 2.56 carats, and being over 2 carat, of course, is important in a sapphire. Praise value on this $12,190. Our price online $94.90. And with the 25 off, it's $71.18 or $2,780 a carat. Beautiful purple sapphire. Very good. All right, moving along.
So, before we go any further, many of you who have purchased from us or want to purchase from us may be wondering, what do we do with these loose gemstones? Well, we're not only gem cutters, we're also jewelry designers. My cousin Christopher Michael is our jewelry designer here in the shop. And we're going to have a short clip of him showing exactly what we can do with a stone that you purchase from us. So let's go ahead and let Chris take it away.
Found a gemstone you love during the show? I'm Christopher Michael, head designer here at Moriarty's Gem Art, and I'm here to help you bring it to life. Just reach out to us during or after the show. You can message us directly or call the shop. It all starts with your vision. With the help of specialized CAD software, I'll design a one-of-a-kind ring, pendant, or earrings just for your stone. Along with photorealistic renders, you will review a 3D model and make changes before it goes into production. Once you approve the design, our team gets to work creating your piece with expert craftsmanship right here in our Crown Point shop. What started as a loose gem becomes something truly personal, a one-of-a-kind heirloom quality piece designed just for you. Find your stone tonight and let us create something amazing together.
Unique process, and Chris is the best at it. You know, he does his CAD design, and you know, you get to see what's going on through the whole process. No surprises when we're finished, and you get a beautiful finished piece. And this one would make a beautiful gents ring like what he just produced. This is a 9.44 carat rhodolite garnet. Almost what we consider umbellite, but a little bit deeper. It's more, the color, what you see pictured is more accurate, not so what the difference is here, but more violet red than what you see in the camera right now.
And just to hop in here, Steve, Phil was asking about that purple sapphire. That one we did not cut in the shop. That was cut elsewhere, but a really nice stone.
Yeah, it's not easy to get sapphire rough. You know, if I was traveling to Madagascar, they still produce a lot of the sapphires, and that one may have been Madagascar. I'm not sure. You know, but there is a source on there. But I like to go back to Madagascar. It's an exciting country to be in, and you know, they have some really, really top quality gems. Not real productive as far as quantity, you know, but they have their moments, like when a Lakaka was hit. It, like I said, it changed the whole sapphire business for the world. So this rhodolite comes from Malawi. There are several places producing now, and it's why you've seen a lot of these garnets we've been cutting, because they've been available, large sizes, fine colors, And, they're not always available as they are right now. So we had a sale.
Yes, this rhodolite sold to Linda J. Yeah,
right.
amazing rhodolite. That's a really cool color.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, definitely cool looking stone.
I don't know. Yeah, I did cut this one. So this is kind of a mix of a brilliant and somewhat Portuguese crown. And it does produce really, really nice brilliant. And of course, all garnets are natural color, no treatments for most garnets. I've heard that some demantoids out of the U.S. have been treated, but I'm not sure that's even true. All right, another garnet. And this one, this Savorite has just really, really top green color. Greens are tough to reproduce, and this is somewhat accurate, but it is as good a green as I've seen in a Savorite. The color you're seeing here is not accurate for it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful green. This one weighs 1.43 carats, 6.5 millimeter round. And so again, a brilliant pavilion and a step cut crown.
And Steve really isn't exaggerating about the green. If you could think about the best color green that you can imagine, that's what this stone has. I took it outside.
This one's better.
Yeah, that one's it's better than you can imagine.
The green is really extraordinary.
It is.
Yeah.
So I just want to accentuate that because it is outside. I was just like, oh wow, just like fantastic.
Yeah. So it weighs 1.43 carats. Praise value $34.40. Our price online $17.90. And with the 15 off, it's $1,522 or $1,064.
All right. This Savorite just sold
All right.
to Gary. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Very
All right,
nice.
Gary. Yes, thank you.
Savorite's been hot, and I've heard that prices in Tanzania and Kenya have gone up significantly. Haven't been there for 2 years, so not sure. But I know Marilani Mint, when we were there, had gone up significantly, and with the amount of sales I've had on Savorites recently, I don't doubt that that's part of the reason, because the market is strong. All right, next one up. This one has a few issues. Therefore, the price. Has eye visible inclusion, but the color is extraordinary. This one weighs 2.78 carats. A little disappointing that had some issues internally, but still a beautiful gem. It just became half the price of what it could have been. Because this size is typically $650 a carat. And I think we're down to $250 a carat or somewhere around there. Still make a very pleasing ring or pendant, because the color is pretty extraordinary. Really good brilliance. Got to deal with a little bit of inclusion to it.
So what is that price per carat? Like, what would you compare that to, say, a clean stone?
Well, it's 260 a carat, and a clean stone would be 600 a carat.
That's the type of color we're talking. 600 a carat color.
It's as fine a color as they get, really.
Yeah.
You know, this would be the color rating of 980 or 990. It's just a really remarkable color. Just unfortunate, ran into some issues with it. So, and it's still, it's still got a high rating, relatively 900 out of 1,000. And it's totally the inclusion that brought it down that much. The cut is really, really a high quality cut, and the color is almost as good as it gets. So, just one of those things that happens occasionally. Okay, another blue light special for
Blue light special. All right, again, I'm going to load this up on the website. If you go to MoreGems.com, hit refresh in about 15 seconds. This one will be showing. If you enjoy the stones and you want to purchase them, use coupon code BLUE30 at checkout. That'll give you 30% off, and you can use PayPal or credit card to purchase. I'll load them up right now.
And while Jeffrey's doing that, be sure to look at these stones in the video I did in the outdoor lighting. That shows the moonstones colors so much better than our studio lighting. I went out there and it looks just, the colors are awesome in the daylight. So yeah. I had Valerie going through some of the other moonstones that we posted just to put the outside video so people can see what these stones can really look like.
Yeah, because this material is special that came out of Madagascar, no longer being produced to our understanding. So it may be the first and last time we see them, because moonstones like this have never been so transparent, so they aren't typically faceted. This material, it just works real well on because of the high transparency and just remarkable colors for moonstone. You just get that primary flash, and then you get a lot of secondary colors. You get that copper look, and then all the blues and rainbow colors that come out through the stone. And then to get a match pair in this unique shape and just make a great pair of earrings. These weigh 6.60 carats. There's no treatment for this material out of Madagascar. These are really clean stones because these typically have some inclusions in it, but these are quite clean. Our price, raise price of $29.65, price online $29.65. With the 30% off, it's $2,076 or $315 a carat. So we'll see when we get back to Bangkok whether there's any material at all in the market and what's happened to the price, if it truly is gone at the source. This high transparency has never been available before, this particular source. And if it's gone, it's a one-time shot. It was was it more than a year this was available, Mike?
Maybe
much more, a couple years.
Yeah, 2 or 3. We started seeing like a lot of the material. I remember seeing it when we were in Hong Kong. I believe it was the Hong Kong show. I saw rough, but not a whole lot of cut yet. So I think it was just coming to market.
Yeah.
It was, huge parcels of it. So it was unobtainable for us. But I think shortly after that, we started seeing cut stones.
And I still have a few pieces of rough. It's not easy to cut either. You know, it's one of those stones that there's issues with cutting it. You know, fracturing has been the problem. Oop. Or on the ear. Yeah, a good size for a ring. You could have a ring and a pendant. Pair of earrings. Just really unique gems. Hopefully there'll be more. Love to see it stay in the market, and it's just a great look. You know, we've set a few and put some sapphires around one of them, and you know, it just makes a really beautiful, beautiful piece.
Hey, Steve, Eileen's in the chat. She was wondering whether you cut these moonstones.
I did not cut these moonstones. Yeah, like I said, I have some rough. The first one I tried to cut, I had problems with. You know, and I'm tired of problems with stones, so I tend to give up easily and go back to them later. You know, I had some, what was it I was cutting? Oh, sunstones. And finally went back and managed to get through them. But, you know, some stones, because of cleavage and other factors, just cause problems when you're cutting. You know, you get partway through it and it develops a big fracture, or, you know, just quite disappointing. This is was sunstone. What happened to it?
So this one I just was trying to polish, and I ran into issues. I don't know what it was, if it was the schiller that was catching, but it was starting to just chip up and flake up on
I
me.
had with them. You know, I'd cut, probably 30, 40 sunstones, no problems. And then the next two I cut, you can see the divots there. It just pulls up on you. Whoa. That was all over this stone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the
distressing.
pavilion went okay,
Yeah.
but then I got to that area of the stone, and it just kind of like, yeah, that one was a big problem. So disappointing. I thought it was going to be a cool looking stone with the schiller going across and the green and the orange, but yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you change the angle, not that you have a lot of play in this stone. Yeah. The issues we run into as cutters. Yeah. Okay, next gem up is a biggie. 45 carat. You know, this stone was unique because it was naturally blue. You know, one of those stones that you hope will cut its natural color and will be very attractive. It was blue, but it was kind of had a gray tone to it. But I knew if I heated it, it would come out well. You know, and this is a good backup for, you know, my supplier. When he tells me something's natural color, I believe him. You know, and then you get a stone like this that just is not quite the right color when you cut it as a natural. Because this rough was blue. I mean, it was definitely blue. But because it's natural, I knew it would treat, and it heated really, really well and came out this beautiful blue color. You know, because natural tanzanites there's really very little. We have very little ability to prove that it's natural. You know, heating it and have it change on us proves that it's natural, but otherwise it's difficult to tell. I've sent some out to the labs, and they say sometimes we can ID naturals, but the stones I've sent, they couldn't ID. So I had to sell them as heated because I couldn't prove it. But, you know, I trust my supplier. He tells me something's natural, and, you know, up to now they've been very accurate, and this is one of those gems that it heated and became a much better gem. The color on this is strongly blue. The studio photographs are much better representing the color than here, but just a really, really nice gem. Weighs 45 carats. Gave it a 982 out of 1,000 rating. Price $56,190. Our price online is $29,250. And with the 15 off, it's $24,863 or $553 a carat. I can get it into tweezers. Big. Came out bigger than I expected. Was hoping somewhere in the mid 30 carats and got a 45, which is cool. Plus, I got a cutoff. I think the long emerald cut was the cutoff of this stone. No, it was one coming up yet. Yeah, was a cutoff. I got a 5 carat off the cutoff.
Now, was this the one that I think I called you during the week and you said something was in the oven? I thought you said it was a big tanzanite. Was it this one that was?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think I just cut this one last week.
That's probably it. When I called my dad, talked about the oven.
What's in the oven? What's for dinner?
What's in the oven today,
Yeah,
Steve?
yeah. I got a pizza in the oven. No, the gem oven.
Yeah.
A $30,000 pizza.
Yes.
That was like 1 Bitcoin back in the day, or what?
Yeah.
Somebody spent how many Bitcoin on a pizza? Expensive.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that story.
Yeah, expensive pizza.
Yep. Amazing piece.
All right, and here comes the cutoff. Occasionally from a piece of rough, you actually do get a good piece other than the major stone.
Yes. And that we get a lot of cutters that are just watching our videos. When you're grinding the material away, they ask, why don't you cut portions? And you do, when it seems like it's going to be a safe thing to do, where you're not going to lose anything extra, and it's not a huge risk to do. Is that correct?
Yeah, because when you're cutting off a piece that doesn't seem usable, if you don't cut it exactly right, you lose some of the major stone, which is what you don't want to do. You want to keep the big stone as big as possible. So sometimes you just grind the material off because it's not thick enough to really cut a good stone. And if you miscut it, you end up wasting material. So this one weighs 537. This tapered cut is one that it works well for me, and I like it better than straight emerald cuts typically. Appraised value on this one $6,250. Our price online $34.90, and with the 15% off, it's $29.67 or $550 a carat.
Jeffrey, you see anything unique in that stone?
Really? I'm a sucker for the red flash. Yes, for all those people that haven't seen red flash, because of the marketing guy behind me, a lot of people search for red flash because it is rare and you can't see it here. So it is sought after, and not all tanzanite have it. This one definitely does. Well, you can see it just flashing around in there.
Yeah, especially in blue stones. They're typically more prevalent in the stones that are much more violet. You know, this stone has a lot of blue in it, but still displays a red flash. Michael, you're so creative. Another nice long stone. Good pendant or ring. There's a big tanzanite crystal. Too big for the camera. This weighs 219 carats. Interesting pattern on the surface. Center it like this. Yeah, I wonder what caused that. Little spaceships.
It's a secret message encoded in the crystal. But yeah, this one, I had it. It was, I offered it as natural for a long time. The color was really dark. I finally heated it, and it came out to this really nice blue color. Good termination. Totally, natural termination. It's not been polished or anything like that. But a really cool piece. If you want a big tanzanite, I think the price is pretty good for something this size.
Big pendant. Price $21.99. Yeah. Sure what it is. $21.99. So $1,869. Price of that crystal. Our next hidden gem is this 3.51 carat emerald cut sapphire.
All right, before we start talking about it, hidden gems. There's always new people jumping on. So our hidden gems If you go to MoreGems.com and you go to that selection of all the gems that we have there, let me load this up here. Hidden gem, we just do that so some of these stones a lot of people will purchase early. These we just pop up to give everybody an even chance to purchase it. I'm going to make it active right now. So if you go to moregems.com, hit that green banner, refresh that page, it's going to show up near the top. Then if you are interested in it, use coupon code RARE25 and that'll take 25% off that price. You can use PayPal or credit card at checkout. And, I'm going to talk about something. We used to offer Affirm, and I'm kind of upset with them about Affirm was our financing that we used to use. And they came to us, I think earlier this week, last week. They don't allow Affirm for gemstones. Jewelry, you can do it all day long. But gemstones, they no longer allow it. So,
Really?
Yeah. So if you've watched us for a while and we're like, hey, where's Affirm? Well, yeah. Gemstones, they don't allow it. So I got to find another buy now, pay later program. I just used Affirm because they gave us really high limits. I think it was like $10,000 or something, or even higher. I think somebody purchased one for $13,000. So I'm going to find another buy now, pay later, but that's the reason that currently we don't offer Affirm and we did previously.
I wonder what would be the reason for that.
It's against their terms of service. That's what they said, but kind of weird. But yeah, but now you can pay PayPal, credit card, or if this is around tomorrow, you can do the layaway as well.
All right, this gem, 3.51 carat emerald cut sapphire. Again, we talked about treatments. This has no treatment. And the difference with untreated, in particular to blue sapphires, if we look at fine quality blue sapphire in the book, heated is 3,700 a carat. Unheated for a fine sapphire is 6,700 a carat. So not quite double, but significant difference for unheated gems. So this stone weighs 3.51 carat, appraised price of $10,700. Our price online $78.50. And with the discount, it's $58.88 or $1,677 a carat. Just beautifully cut. We did not cut it. But nice brilliance to the stone and really a beautiful color. That's a big crystal. So this is scapolite, 211 carats. Nice termination. This material comes out of Tanzania. Seen in the last show, stone we cut, and we have one more in this show. Michael's price on Mineral Mike, or currently in More Gems, is $22.69.
And somebody was asking in the chat if this is fluorescent. I don't believe the material from Tanzania is. We can check in a second, but we did have some scapolite crystals out of India that were definitely fluorescent. But I don't believe that these ones are. Do you have that? Yeah, right on the corner of the desk there, Steve.
Where's it at? Oh, okay.
Steve is
Possible. If we
looking.
got in a dark enough light, it
Maybe slightly fluorescent.
could be.
It's either that or he may be seeing just reflection. But yeah, we need it's apparently not very fluorescent. Otherwise, we might see something. But if we got into a real dark room, we could check that.
Something for later to check. So with 15 off, this crystal is $1,928.
That said, if you are into fluorescent minerals, I've got a lot of great fluorescent minerals on MoreGems.com. I have a really nice magnesium-axonite crystal that hot peachy pink, really cool fluorescence for something rare too.
Big scapolite. And speaking of big scapolites, this is a beast, and a beast with some of the finest colors I've ever seen in scapolite. This one weighs 66.46 carats. I think, was it last show we had the other scapolite or the one before?
I believe that was 2 shows ago. That big pear shape.
Yeah,
that
it
was pretty
like
sweet.
87 carats.
I believe we bought this rough the same time, right?
Yeah. I think this color's slightly deeper. They both were great stones. I think it's but just intense color. This is the best color I've seen since material was available back in the late 1980s to early 1990s. Same source out of Tanzania. There was big crystals available then, and again, this is first time I've seen it since. This beautiful color. Appraised value on this $11,050. Our price online $85.90. And with 15 off, it's $7,300. Or just under $110 a carat.
Nice cutting on this. How many steps you got there?
I think 4 in this one.
4? Yeah, that's cool.
It was a workout. These big stones are difficult, take much, much longer time. This is a full 8-10 hour stone at least.
And this is another one of those stones that just looks phenomenal outside. It's the color is it's like the photo. It's really beautiful, and I don't know if I must have been in just slight diffused daylight, which a lot of stones, that's some of the best light you can have. Like if you're sitting underneath a tree or something on a sunny day, it looks great.
So is that picture online too?
Yes, I did a video of this outside too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Which we're starting to do more of that, and gives you, sometimes daylight is the best light for stones. Many stones, not all, but many stones look better in daylight than you can do in the studio.
Wow.
It's just hard to trust light, particularly here in Indiana. It's sunny one day and it's heavily overcast the next day.
Yeah, I'm just watching the video right now. That's amazing. It's like crazy. That's just like that peridot you showed outside. I mean,
Yeah.
man, those outdoor parties this summer. I mean, some of these stones would be phenomenal. But yeah, if you get a chance, I threw the link into the product page for the scapolite, but there's a video right there you can watch outside, and it's pretty stunning.
Yeah, this is definitely for scapolite. This is the best that I've ever cut.
Good ring size, right?
Yeah, good rig size. All right, up next, another blue light special. Draw your attention to the gemstone department where we're featuring these 3.02 carat spinels. These come from Tanzania. High clarity stones, great match pair. Price of $18.20. Our price online $12.90, and with the 30% off, it's $903 or $299 a carat.
And just to cut in for all the new people here, these weren't shown before. So if you went to the product or the category page, wasn't showing. But if you go back to MoreGems.com on that category page with all the stones, hit refresh, and this will show up at the top. Coupon code BLUE30 for 30% off in checkout.
And you better get there quick because Jeffrey loves these colors, and he's on the hunt
I
for a
do.
gent's ring.
Yes. I
Yeah,
only
these
need
are
one though.
I don't know. We call these gray spinels. They're
They're
definitely have a
close.
little more color than
Yeah.
most.
I still love the green
Yeah,
in them, but I think I need bigger for a men's ring,
yeah, probably.
fortunately. So I will allow somebody else to purchase these. Yeah. Great color, but
Good
I want
for
bigger. Earrings, yeah. Earrings or a ring and a pendant, right? Or, a daughter, mother, matching rings or matching pendants.
Didn't they make
So many different options.
Didn't they make spinel a birthstone for one of the months now? GIA decided, or
Really?
AGTA?
Yeah, where'd they put it with peridot or?
It, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I think so.
The
I think-
ever-changing list.
August, yeah. Peridot and Spinel now.
So there you go. Next month's birthstone, pair of spinels.
Next month?
Wait.
Oh,
what?
Michael's way off.
Or
Okay.
June, July. 2 months. 2 months.
2 months. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I have to update it. What about Mother's Family Rings? Are we going to have to offer Spinel now? We also have if you're a mom or a mother, grandmother, we have mothersfamilyrings.com, which offers mother's rings. So Spinel available in that size. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't know what color you would use.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
So these are actually really pretty colors. And if you get a lot bluer than this, they call it cobalt blue spinel. They can go for $50,000 a carat. They are pretty extraordinary, but what was that price? We have a sale.
Yes. Martha picked up these gray Spinels.
All right.
Nice job, Martha.
Awesome.
I love this
Cool.
color.
Thank you, Martha.
If it's just a little bit bigger, I would have went after it. It wouldn't even be on the show if it was a little bit bigger. Hopefully. They still would have probably put it on there and that told me.
We'll find that in Bangkok. We'll get you something.
I'll never live that down.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah. That was
Thanks,
I
Martha.
didn't get those, and then the bracelets I had for I had brought back. I accidentally left them in a bag that had this knife I bought. I pulled out the knife, left those opal bracelets in there, threw away the bag. So this trip wasn't didn't go well for me, but it's all right. It's always next year.
All right,
Okay.
up next.
You'll
Great
never do
find,
that
Martha.
again, though, will you?
What?
You'll never do it again.
No,
You're going to be
no,
double
no,
checking
no.
bags.
Nope, always checking bags.
Yep.
Yep.
Another huge crystal coming up. Really a nice one. So this is aqua crystal. Weighs 276 carat, comes from Pakistan. You could got something out of that, Michael.
Yeah, it'd be tough though. I really love. I mean, the faces are just so glassy. It looks super outside. I couldn't find myself to cut this one. It's just too, I don't know, just amazing to me.
It is a nice crystal. I agree.
Yeah, that would be just sad to cut.
And the color's not intense. It's still got a pretty color. Just that one imperfection down the middle of it.
Yeah, that going up the center would definitely cut up some of the yield, and I don't think you'd want to leave that in there.
You could try. Cut in this direction, it kind of disappears. I don't know if you could hide it or not. Anyway. Comes from Pakistan. Nice crystal. But with 15 off, it's about $3,400.
Mike,
Pretty clean.
people that want to, because they can't see your kind of setup, people like, get these crystals. I know some of your smaller ones you may have looked at doing like necklaces, like chains. I think you have one on right now.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be a big one, but
Yeah. So how should they, like, if they want to display this at their home? That's a nice piece to display. What would your recommendation be? Like, what should they do?
I mean, the cool thing about smaller crystals like this, they don't take up a whole lot of space. Like, I have a lot of larger, big pieces that are quartz or fluorite. Those can take up a lot of space, and I have 3 cabinets here filled with them. But a lot of collectors don't have the space, so they can collect smaller pieces. I mean, this is a really nice aqua, but I've got more reasonably priced pieces that people can get some small crystals and then just put them in a small display cabinet. Usually I have some lucite bases. You can get some mineral tack or mineral putty and then stand them upright. There are people out there that make custom bases for small crystals like these. But yeah, I've got a lot of really neat things. Ton of peridot crystals, tanzanite crystals. You name it, it's on MoreGems.com. But yeah, you can have a nice small display, and the thing with small crystals is you can, get more, sometimes more of a perfect crystal. If you're looking for only big things, it's always hard to get, something perfect, big, and at a decent price. But but displaying them, you just need a small cabinet.
Okay.
Good lighting helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's one of the more perfect crystals I've seen. Especially the surface, so clean. And next up is an aqua.
I kind of wanted this one. This was something that I would wear for sure. You know, I think I could see a really cool gents ring with this. At least in my head for myself.
The nice thing, it is natural color, the green to it. If you heat this, it'll go blue, and typically they go a little darker. But there is something special about it being natural. And, you know, an aquamarine means typically greenish blue is what we expect from aquamarine. And so much of it is heated to enhance its color, because often the green is not a desirable look, whereas in case of this gem, it really adds to the beauty of the stone. This one weighs 5.94 carats.
And it's got an interesting source too, Tanzania. Do you see a whole lot of aqua coming from Tanzania?
No, I've seen it, but not a lot of it. This is from, what was it, Sangia, which is a good gem source. It just has a little bit of inclusion towards one end. So appraised price on this is $36.80. $18.70 is our price online, and with the 15 off, it is
Doesn't really matter.
$15.90 or $268 a carat.
All right, so Myra picked up this amazing green blue aqua.
Nice.
Michael's dismay.
This is a sweet stone, Myra. Yeah, I think you really like this one. Thank you.
Yeah, what do you plan on? You gonna keep the stone? You gonna have us custom? She's right out Crown Point too, so she's local.
She is. Yes. Yep. Yeah. She picked up what was it, ametrine last time.
Okay.
Some crystals too. So yeah, thank you, Myra.
Yeah, that stone kind of amazed me. When I looked at the crystal, I didn't have the expectations it would turn out like it did. You know, it just sometimes we're pleasantly surprised. So. All right, next up is another hidden gem, I think. Yes. You know, the hidden gems I've featured tonight are all natural colors, and they've been all sapphires. Because natural color sapphires, it's a small percentage of all the sapphires that you get as natural, and that's why the price is so much different for natural. And definitely the case of pinks, there is a huge difference in how the guide prices natural from heated pinks. Again, it's close to double the price for the natural stones. This comes from Madagascar, again probably from Ilakaka in Madagascar. No treatment. Appraised value, that's why, you know, appraised value is the guide is surprisingly high on appraisals for pinks. This one at $12,180, and our price online $55.10. And with the 25 off, it's $41.33 or $2,036 a carat. Just in intense color, really well cut stone. Just bright.
When you were out in Ilakaka, Steve, did you see any crystals, or were they all those kind of tabby, like water-worn shapes?
Flat, water-worn shapes. Yeah, I don't recall seeing crystals at all. Not that I was looking for them at the time, but that's the problem with the material from Madagascar. It's just very, very flat. I still have a lot of rough to cut, but they're so flat that it is an issue. Maybe when we get the fantasy machine going, fantasy cuts, you can cut much shallower stones. So it is a possibility we'll use some of that flat rough I've got and be able to produce a quality stone.
And with this, everybody, we didn't mention it before, but because this was a hidden gem, wasn't in the category page before. So you go back to all those stones, hit refresh. They'll be in the first couple rows. Again, use coupon code RARE25 at checkout for 25% off this price.
All right, next gem up. Get into some opals. So this is a black opal. This is a natural black. If you out shopping on the internet for blacks, many of them are what's called smoke treated. They treat the opals with a smoke that infiltrates into the crystal and will take a white opal and make it look like very similar to this. Give you that black coloration. Unfortunately, it's temporary. Within a year, it'll definitely fade significantly. And a couple years, it'll be much lighter. But this is natural black out of Ethiopia, which, like Australia, the blacks that Ethiopia produce a very, very small percentage. And that black background gives you the intensity of the colors that you see in this gem. Just beautiful little rainbows in every one of them spots of color.
Man, Steve, you got a piece of skin on your finger. I wonder if it's driving anybody else nuts. You see it, Jeffrey?
I don't know. Well, and the thing is, I think Steve, Mike's. You're laughing now, but those are Steve's cutting hands.
Yeah.
The more you start cutting, I think your fingers are gonna look pretty rough.
Well, man, when I was in the shop, my fingers were messed up all the time, and I would be doing videos, and those were like the number one comments. Oh, clean your hands, and oh man,
It's
it actually
dirty business.
And it actually stirred up a lot of engagement. So, I'd make sure my hands were a little bit dirty, get those dirty hand comments.
Yeah, because my fingers get filthy black, and it's hard to get the, it's polishing compound, and once you use oil, and once you cut the stones, it just turns black as black can be.
What you need is that soap that we used to use in like metals and wood shop. That's like powder. You scrub your hands with that. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. So it's like you pour that powder into your hands and scrub them clean.
I do. Yeah. That was like, I don't know what that was.
Something I liked about it too. I think I would always just use it to.
Didn't I have like an orange, smelled like oranges?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Anybody in the chat remember what that's called?
That was amazing.
Super gritty.
Anyway, this is 8.64 karat black opal. They are natural color. Appraised price $1,890. I don't know if that's. We don't really have an appraised price for these, because if you use the books that price Australian black opals, this would be 18,000 or some crazy number. But so anyway, our price online is $1,790. And with the 15 off, it's $1,522 or $176 a carat. Video was a little out of focus.
So, and opals, these stones, recorded them. I did a video in the outside with these as well. It's a little difficult to photograph opal with the iPhone in daylight. It kind of, the color wash is kind of like this, it's much more intense in person. So just expect something to look like this when you get it, not necessarily.
So these, just the blacks, because the whites look better in daylight.
It's just the colors get blown out. The iPhone just doesn't register them properly, at least with some of them. So it's like you gotta, take the brightness down, but then it gets a little wonky, the color. So it's tough, but.
All right, black Ethiopian opal. We get this trip. We did pretty well with blacks. We probably got 10, 15 stones. Nice color. This one will show better on black. Much better. And with these Ethiopian opals, one way I categorize blacks, if they look better on white than they do on black, there's a good chance it's a black or a semi-black. Whereas the transparent white stones definitely look better on a black background. And the white's just too bright behind it. So even on my finger, it shows much better.
And I think if we were to mount this with a, if it was like independent and then it sat against your chest, it would have that darker appearance as the background.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, unless you're wearing like a white t-shirt or something. But if you had a darker shirt, and it was
like
just
this
gonna,
or better, like
right.
It's on my finger. That's amazing what the white just mutes them out. So this one prays at $945. Our price online $690, and with the 15 off, it's $587 or $78 a carat. This is crystal opal. Crystal being transparent, you can almost read through them. Yep. And next up is another black. And this one weighs 567. This one looks good on the white, and I'd probably call this a semi-black. Semi-black is a term used in Australia for things that just don't have intense black, but they're a deeper base color. Just nice intense colors. One of those, which side's better? You know, the color just all the way through. Another crystal opal, you could almost read through it. So this one, our price online, $900. And $765 with the 15 off, for $135 a carat. Yep.
GIA tested a drop test from 5 feet, and these opals survived.
Yeah,
Steve just did 2 feet, no problem.
Yeah, the toughness of the Ethiopian opals was the highest of all the opals that they tested. That said, don't be throwing them around. They still are not impervious to damage. All right, next stone up.
Before we go into the stone,
Yeah,
I got a question for you.
okay.
Gives me a chance to load this special up there too.
So wait, are you loading it up or are you questioning?
I'm going to ask the question and then I'll load it up at the.
Man, somebody's probably like sitting there on MoreGems.com just hitting refresh over
I
and
know.
over.
Give me a sec. All right. Giant Lamprey wants to know, why don't diamonds reflect blue onto surfaces? Usually all I see is reflected majority green.
Try that again.
Why don't diamonds reflect blue onto surfaces? Usually all I see is reflected majority green. So if you reflect a diamond onto a surface, maybe when you do a light. So I don't know if you can explain that a little bit more, Giant Lamprey. Well, yeah, see if you can explain that a little bit better. We can go into the stone and maybe we can follow up with an answer. Steve can think about it.
I don't know. He's talking about like the dispersion, the prism that comes out of it. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like if you were to lay a diamond on a white piece of paper and shine a light through it, sometimes you'd get, some reflective colors. But yeah, I don't know. But
I probably don't have an answer either, but we'll see. All right,
Well,
next
this stone is now live.
Next stone up is another hidden gem.
Yep.
And another natural sapphire. This one's from Madagascar, and it's kind of a bicolor, a little more blue on the ends, blue-green, and more yellow down the center. Kind of a unique gem. Weighs 2.38 carats. Praise price of $5,570. Our price of $3,765. And with the 25% off, it's $2,824 or $1,187 a carat.
I really like this stone, and I'm actually surprised that it's still hung around this long. And now with 25% off, I would think it would move. The uniqueness of the green towards the outsides of this oval, I think, is just so cool. Makes it really unique, and it's subtle, but you can definitely see it again in the diffused daylight. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Definitely one of the more unique gems we've bought. But I guess I gave the appraised price. Yeah, $11.87 a carat. Really clean gem, BS1 clarity, nicely cut, great brilliance, just a unique look. All right, here's a rare beauty. This is an alexandrite crystal that comes from Zimbabwe. Sure, we call it a crystal cluster. They have anything to say about this shape, Mike?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's got the two different types of like crystals on it. Like the back side, like this is one crystal shape, and then the opposite side, of course. But I forget what it is called. I think they had a name for this, but this is one of the best that they had available. And not only does it have good size, I mean, this is 110 karat alexandrite. It's got a great crystal structure. It's unique. Good green color, and it's got the thing that everybody looks for in alexandrite, which is the color change that maybe, Steve, you can show for me.
See the red.
This one, yeah, they're a little hesitant. They didn't really want to. I don't know. Wasn't sure whether they wanted to sell this one or not. But I'm glad I was able to acquire it for sure, because it is a really great piece.
And you can see the color change is dramatic. And the price of alexandrite these days, a 1 carat alexandrite is really fine stone, $15,000 to $20,000 a carat. That's quite the color change.
And this material from Zimbabwe, unfortunately, it is a little too dark to cut. And this one, while it's gemmy, it's not gem quality. So you don't really see too many, or if any, faceted stones, but the great specimens.
So it weighs 110 carats from Zimbabwe. Price online $59.99 with the 15 off. It is $5,099. Yeah, that's a pretty unique crystal. Is it a cluster? I don't get. Oh, it's form there, but
Could you show the size of it?
Definitely unique. Alexandrite. Next up, another opal from Ethiopia. Just a straight white crystal opal. Weighs 6.50 carats. Price online $650, and with the 15 off, it's $553 or $85 a carat. A solid color throughout.
We've done some interesting pendants with those too. We have, I think, one with a spinel at the top that matched some of the red in the stone, and then we did one with I believe, an emerald as well. So yeah. So if you're looking for a pendant, want to do something a little bit different, you always do a diamond as well. But I think some of those stones probably bring out the color and some of the.
Yeah, they do make beautiful pendants, and the response we've got from people is they just always getting people asking about their pendant, just because there's such intense colors in these. It's your typical opal from Australia. The typical things you see in the market just don't have the intensity of color of these. Not that Australia doesn't produce beautiful, dramatic colors, they do. But the price difference is significant also. Colors that look like this from Australia are 4 to 5 times the price of this material. All right, and this one, Michael faceted.
Ooh, is this your first opal? If you faceted before?
No.
No, you've done others?
Yeah, I think Carrie has my first opal I faceted from 10 years ago or more. I probably
Really?
I probably cut that on Steve's Imperial Alpha Taurus. That was a long time ago.
This is it's a cool one. I saw the outside video you did.
Oh, yeah.
And that had some color flashing.
Oh, yeah,
around it. Yeah. This is a cool piece.
Yeah, these are definitely stones for daylight.
So this one was supposed to be bigger. I was cutting it, and I don't know what I was doing, but I dropped the mast, and it hit the corner of the lap and broke in half. I was just like, oh. So it was going to be more like a marquee type shape, but I got about half of it out of it, recut it a little bit. Still a cool stone, but a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, I was amazed to see it in daylight. It's really quite incredible, for sure. Yeah, and the faceting just does some unique things to it. Yeah, we weren't sure which was better, the front or the back.
Yeah, I thought it could make, like, if you did a pendant and you put the Q-lid out towards the face, it would look pretty cool that way too. Yeah. Or if you wanted the, see the more of the reflection from the faceting, you'd use the table as the top. But I think either way it would make a unique piece. It's a super transparent opal. This is one of the most transparent ones I've seen in a while. Almost reminds me of the the crystal opal, the 9-hydrophane material, how transparent it is. But it is slightly hydrophane, not as much as a lot of the other opals that we cut. But it did absorb some water when I was cutting it, but not like some stones that just go glass clear.
Yeah, because you can put it to your tongue, and the real hydrophane ones, it'll stick to your tongue. Feel it trying to suck the water out of your tongue. Yeah. Yeah, faceting does some unique things to them. Gives a different look. You know, the kind of get an orange color coming off the facets. Looks a little yellow as we show it here, but it's more orange.
But you can see how transparent this is too. But you get these kind of floating colors throughout.
$459 is our price online, and with 15 off, it's $390 or $70 a carat. Faceted opal from Ethiopia.
Well, Jeffrey, we got any questions from the chat?
Yeah, so I posted. Yeah, if anybody wants to see any of these stones again, Steve would be happy to show them. If you have any questions just about jewelry or gemstones in general, Steve and Michael are a wealth of knowledge in those questions. But yeah, these are the group of stones tonight. If you liked any of them, and you're like thinking about, what should I do? Again, we have 30-day returns. All these stones, we can do a custom design for you. There's going to be a mass email that goes out tomorrow. So this will go out to our general, larger audience. So usually we start selling through a lot more of these. But I think the one question from Giant Lamprey came back. He said, I have heard of clear gemstones with a high refractive index that shine far more colors than a white glare. But why do stones refract more green than blue? Is it the angle of the facets?
Is it to where they lie in the spectrum? Don't have an answer to that. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it relates back to diamonds. He's wondering why you must be looking at something where they're refracting more blue. Or why don't diamonds refract more blue? You can be stumped. Yeah.
I'm stumped.
Yep.
I'm stupid.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's okay. Well, maybe it's something we can find out. I don't know. Sorry I couldn't answer that question, but usually Steve's able to answer other ones. But yeah, if you've got other questions coming in, just ask them. Do you know what a jam peg is? JMBPG. Mm-hmm. Somebody's asking, is that a good tool for this amazing jewelry or impossible?
Well, jam peg is it's a plate that's shaped kind of like this. Got a series of holes in it, and he knows if he sticks. We use a dop stick. We have a stick that holds a stone. And then when you stick it in here, he knows that hole is about this angle, and this hole is a little different, and this hole here is a little different. And you jam the stick in there, and you do your cutting. We have our machine has an arm that goes like this, they have no arm. They have a the dopstick just goes into this hole, and they know this hole is that angle, and this hole is this angle, and this hole is this angle. So they use that to determine, which hole, this one's at 45 degrees, this one's at 42 degrees. So they can cut by just picking the hole. This thing sticks here, and they pick the hole, and this end of it goes down onto the cutting lap. It's the same thing we have here. Ours is just much more sophisticated. Just amazing that they can cut the things they do on JamPeg. But this will produce a finer stone. Hard to use a JamPeg and then get right back to the exact flat position of the facet and the right angle.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that in the world that still use that method of cutting, but to get results like this, you'd have to be pretty good or do it a lot to, or learn from somebody who is very proficient in cutting with the JamPeg. Could it be done? I'm sure somebody can produce real high quality results, but it's not something we're too familiar with.
Yeah, and I've used some pretty bad equipment, and it definitely is much more difficult, but I can do it. But JamPeg, would I learn to do JamPeg? Maybe. I don't know. Do I want to? Yeah, it is truly an art. That I have to give them credit that they can cut a stone using JamPeg. And there's probably some videos out there from what's his name?
It's Justin Prim. He's got a lot of different faceting techniques, and I believe he has the faceting equipment museum. That he collects different types of faceting machines and faceting methods that are used around the world and from different time periods as well. He's a kind of a lapidary historian.
Yeah, I'm sure he's discussed JamPeg somewhere along the line. So Justin Prim, check his Facebook or website out, and maybe you learn more.
Okay, so this opal, I believe Ben wanted to. Is it possible to show it as it's turned? See its brilliance.
Which one?
I believe it's the faceted one. He didn't say specifically, but I think it's this one. I don't know if we showed it like turning and both sides, maybe. All right, hopefully that helps you out. Justin or Ben did say that one's the one he wanted to see. So hopefully that gives you an idea of all the different colors in that. And you'll get, one of Mike Moriarty's first. How many stones have you cut now, Mike?
I don't know. There's quite a few. Probably, I don't know, 30 plus. Okay. Right. I would guess around there. Over the years for sure. I don't know how many. I was surprised when I was looking through my notebook how many I did actually cut. So I'd say around that many.
Or more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it surprised me too. But he's going to do a lot more.
Yeah, I'm starting to find a little bit more time. I'm not as much on the bench anymore. I'm still back there working, doing some setting, finishing work, things like that. But I'm trying to focus more on cutting to continue this and get a lot more stones for these shows.
Good.
Yeah, I need help.
All right, one thing we do here on the show is talk about maybe some of the stones that we recommend or we're surprised didn't sell, and that is a stone we are most surprised that didn't sell. So I've got mine that I think that someone should purchase. And this is another one that Michael cuts. This is that multifaceted round cut peridot.
Hey, that's one I was picking.
Oh, too late. Steve.
Oh, that's what I was picking.
Yeah, it's because it caught the outside video, the outdoor video made it just look absolutely amazing. That blows. When I was a kid thinking about a peridot, it's like, ugh. This is an amazing peridot.
And when I looked at the rough, I knew it was going to be great. I showed Michael. I said, "Oh, look at this color." He did it right for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised because peridot has not been the fastest seller for us, and both me and Michael just love peridot. We don't totally understand why people aren't jumping on every peridot we own, because we have some of the biggest and just most incredible peridots, and particularly these mint green colors. It's like there's so few gems out there that have these colors. This and the Marilani mint garnets. I don't know. Do we see tourmaline this color? Really?
I think you've cut maybe a couple minty ones, but not quite this kind of blue-green minty, it's really special color. All the peridots in general. We'll have to do a video talking about it and just kind of showing what people actually can see in peridot. It's not that yellowy green all the time that most people are used to. This Pakistani material can be a wide range of deep greens, like a pure green to this minty color, and just have some really nice stones that I think one day the public will wake up to that and see that peridot is a special gem.
I don't know. Did the moonstone sell?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I would pick them as next. They're just cool. Just the knowing that the source supposedly ran out, and to my knowledge, this clear material with this kind of colors has never been available before, may never be available again, could be the only time you can buy this material. I hope it's not true, because it's always nice to have something great like this that you can continue to buy and continue to sell, because it's just very marketable material. Michael?
Oh, I'm torn.
Your aqua's sold, so that doesn't...
Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to do two, but
That's not a
I have to. The first is definitely no particular order. I like these both equally. It's this scapolite.
yeah.
This thing is just, man.
Go to the product page and look at the outdoor photo of it, or outdoor video.
This thing is sweet. It is, if you're into big stones, you want something. I mean,
I think the size scares people. So you could do a nice pendant with
Oh,
this, right?
yeah.
Like fantastic.
For sure.
pendant.
but I mean, what else can you get this big that's this yellow?
That quality and the price.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it adds up because it's big, but the price per carat, how many gems are in that low $100 a carat for something that's the best of what it is?
And I mean, it's not like scapolite's super common. You don't, go into any jewelry store and be like, oh, let me get this, scapolite, that's at least of this color. I mean, you could see in comparison to the crystal, that crystal is kind of more of a washed color when this is just much, it's just a richer yellow. which is, and then the step cutting on it. It's just, you can see how that step cutting just like makes the color just go throughout the stone. It almost intensifies it, as opposed to having too much brilliance. Not to say that there isn't any brilliance, but I think that's what step is nice about step cutting. You get that the color that stays in there while getting very beautiful reflections of light. So that one for sure. The other one, can you guess which the other one is, Steve?
I'm guessing ametrine.
Oh, you knew it. Yes,
Yeah.
we all knew it. Yeah,
Yeah, that one, for the price especially.
yeah,
Especially after the 15 off. I mean,
right.
that's just cool.
This is I don't foresee this lasting too long, as most of them don't, and getting that split of color is just rare. And having a nicely cut stone, Linda does such a great job on these Portuguese cuts that they're just mesmerizing to look at.
Yeah. Did you throw this one up on Reddit yet?
I did not.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Usually when we toss these Portuguese ones, it just goes crazy, and then usually someone buys it. But
And people on Reddit just like ametrine. I posted a couple of just 50-50 splits of the, just because it's kind of amazing that you can get a natural color citrine, which natural color citrines are, with this intensity, pretty rare, you know. And then having it combined with amethyst, a bicolor gem for what, less than $1,400.
$35 a carat. Yeah.
Yeah.
What other
With this-
bicolor comes like that? None.
It's
And then to have the effect of this. Yeah, it's just a unique stone. Yeah, it won't last. If it lasts a week, I'll be amazed, you know. So
Well, if it does, we should make it up. I mean, we haven't had a chance to make one of these up for our own stock.
we haven't.
You know, so
Yeah.
we've made them up for other people, which is cool. But having something in stock would be neat too. So
Yep.
one more question. Ben wants to know, ametrine, where does it, I mean, okay, Bolivia, so that's where it comes from, but is it all around the world, or is it just in Bolivia?
this material, like this, just Bolivia. So it's the Anahi mine. I think it's they say Santa Cruz department. I don't know if that's just kind of where they process it. But the Anahi mine is what produces this. I've got some nice crystals. You can see the natural crystals, which is just basically a quartz crystal, but it's got this heavy zoning of citrine through the amethyst. Typically, they appear like amethyst, most of the crystals, but when you shine a light through it and you get them into smaller chunks, that's when you can start seeing the citrine that has that zoning through them.
I think it's a pretty tough trip back to the mines. Don't we have a video?
Yeah. Yeah, our supplier had a video of him showing how to get there. He got there by boat, but I think he had an issue with their boat, and it took him hours and hours to get there, an overnight trip, which didn't look very fun.
I don't know. Was it up the Amazon?
I'm not
You've
too
been
sure
down
which
there,
river.
haven't you, Jeff?
Not Bolivia. I only know Bolivia. I think they have the most dangerous road in the world
Okay. Why?
because it's up on a huge. You'd hate it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
would hate it. I'd hate it. Oh, yeah.
5,000-foot drops.
Oh,
off
it
the
is.
edge of the-
Like there's buses going on there, and the buses will be like, here's the drop, and then like let me try to get my hand here, and like the buses' wheels are like over the drop to go around.
No,
Yeah.
not for me. Not for
Kind
me.
of like the, there was a place up in Michigan I was going to go bike riding, and it's a 45-mile trip around a lake up there. It's called the Dragon Run or something. And I watched a video of it, and I go, no, not going to be me going on these, there's 30, 40-foot drops off the edge, 2 foot off the bike path. And, I have a older friend we ride together, and, I don't think we'll be taking that trip. So they look cool. When I was a little younger and a little more stable, maybe I'd do that trip, but don't think it's going to happen. The Dragon, I don't know. It's up by Newaygo, Michigan. Look at it. I thought that was our next trip, but not going to happen.
All right, before we go, I am going to press the sold button. We got 2 sales that came in. We got Victoria picked up that faceted shield cut opal. We were
Oh,
just
cool.
showing.
Nice.
It's a
Thank you,
cool piece.
Victoria. Yeah.
Facet opal in general is just really cool. And then Gary picked up this ametrine.
Oh, cool. Nice. Nice.
We'll
Yeah,
be making up
good
another
purchase, Gary.
ametrine. Maybe we'll be making up. But
Yeah.
No, it's cool stuff.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Hopefully we'll have more, but the rough, I look at the rough and they're just getting things that'll produce this kind of split is getting very limited. So we bought a couple kilos of rough, so yes.
All right. Before we go, we got 74 thumbs ups. So if you can just give us, there's another 60 people still watching. So if you can just give us that thumbs up. Michael likes to hit 100 every night when we are doing these shows. So if you could do that for us. Otherwise, again, any of these stones you like, they're one of a kind, 30-day returns, free shipping. If any of these stones are available tomorrow and you want to do layaway, that is available for us. So you can give us a call, numbers on the website, and we can definitely do that. You can also, if you want to see these stones again, all these stones, there is a link for you can do a Zoom session if you want to have another call with us to discuss any of these. That's available to you as well. And again, we have PayPal and credit card you can use, and we do custom design. So, all right, take it away, Steve.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Keep on gemming.
Let's go, like the stage is set. Rare gemstones you won't forget. Colors so bold, they steal the scene. A world of brilliance, crisp and clean. On the More Gems show, where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, a spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Come inside, oh. The finest gems, each one a star. From places distant and lands afar. Shapes that shimmer, hues that play. This is your chance, it's Gem Drop Day. So see the light in every stone, crafted by hands, each one alone. A fleeting glimpse, don't let it fade. Gems like these are never remade. On the More Gems show, where treasures shine. Where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, a spark divine. Spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Go, come inside, go. It's the More Gem Show, a dazzling view where every gemstone waits for you. Welcome to the More Gem Show. Let's go. On the More Gem Show, where treasures shine. Where treasures shine. A moment of beauty, spark divine. Spark divine. Cut to perfection, glowing with pride. Step into the wonder, come inside. Learn inside, yo. It's the More Gem Show, a dazzling view where every gemstone waits for you.